Good morning. It's Saturday morning over here on YouTube. Absolutely. All right, so let's kick this off with the Busy Peach theme song and get things rocking and rolling. Y'all already know who it is. BZY, Busy Peach in the house. Hey, BzyPeach, yeah, Busy Peach. Hey, what's her name? Busy Peach. Say it again. Busy Peach. Good morning. BzyPeach, yeah, Busy Peach. What's her name? Good morning, good morning. Busy Peach. Hey. Hey, Busy Peach. It's time for Busy Peach. Yeah. It's time for Busy Peach. All right. It's time for Busy Peach. Busy Peach. Busy Peach. Let's go. Busy Peach. Busy Peach. All right. Busy Peach. It's time for Busy Peach. Okay. All right. Good morning. Hey, good morning, Izzy. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Whoops. Let me get my thing stable here. Okay. So I'm going to hop over to, I'm staying here, obviously, but hey, I'm going to pull up on Instagram and let the people know where we are because I know it's still going to take people a couple of minutes to remember we're moving over to YouTube. So hang on with me for a hot second while I do that. Yes, hopefully everybody's had a good week. What are you guys up to? Hey, good morning, Instagram. You know what? We're live over on YouTube. So make sure that you're following my YouTube channel because we are starting to go live for Saturday morning shenanigans over there. So I'm going to leave this up so people can see us here on Instagram, but hop over to YouTube where everybody's already there having some fun. Okay. So don't forget, go over to my YouTube channel because this one is going to be quiet, but YouTube is going to be live on and popping. Okay, so make sure you go on over there. Really easy, Busy Peach, right? So make sure you head on over there, and I'm going to let's see, give you the details. Go over to YouTube and type in Busy Peach, and that's it. Hold on once I can find my share button. Where's my share? Nope. Huh. Well, it looks like from hey Toya. Hey Tanita. Hey Jackie. Okay, Jackie made the switch over. Yep. So you guys on Instagram, head over to YouTube. Don't forget the LLC. Oh, so when you looked for me, it didn't come up just as Busy Peach. You had to do Busy Peach LLC. I may have to change that. I'm gonna have to get that fixed. Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. So apparently on my iPad, I cannot share a image. And that's crazy because I thought I could. Good morning. Come on over to YouTube, okay? Hold on. We're going to put this in here. Let's see. There's another Busy Peach called Auntie Peach on YouTube. Yes. So I had to set up my second YouTube account so that I could be in the comments with y'all. It'll get someone else's Auntie Peach. Yeah, so that's me too. But okay, so now I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay, so uh yes, Lisa, come wander on over. And if you want to join me, I can text you over the link if you want to pop on live with me on YouTube. Let me know. Good morning, good morning. So we are over on YouTube. Hey, good morning, Roz. You can't say YouTube too much on Instagram. They will mess with your account. Oh, for real? Uh-oh. Okay. All right. Well, hold on. Let me just type it and pin it to the comments, and hopefully that'll do it. Okay, so you said search BzyPeach LLC, right? And that way you guys are going to know where to find me and we're going to be good to go. All right, it is posted and pinned. Okay, so Instagram, I'm going to pop over every so often and just remind you, but we are over on YouTube. Okie doke. All right, everybody. Yes. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. Yes, send you the link. Word. You ain't said nothing but a word. Okay, hold on. So I'm learning all of the logistics over here. So the shenanigans are gonna be shenanigan. Yes. Also send it to your broadcast group channel too. Okay, word, will do. All right. Y'all are keeping me together. I love this. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, so hold on. Let me copy this. And then let me find Miss Lisa's. Uh oops. Tanita, you want to join? Look, you want to join us? If you have a moment and it's not busy, let me know. I'm gonna send it to you too. Okay, because I miss your face. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Okay, Lisa, I sent it over to you. So it's in your text messages. Um Lisa, I'm talking about is Black Women Stitch, right? So that's who we're chatting about. And she is going to join us live. So it takes a minute to get the text and get all of everything. It looks like your notifications are silent. So just check your phone. Okay. So what's everybody up to? Like what's been going on? How is everybody doing? What's been going on for this week? What are you working on? Um I am joining you, as you probably could see from the background, not my house, but from my oldest daughters, little Peach. We are over in Nashville hanging out, and y'all, it's snow on the ground. It is still snow on the ground. Like her parking lot is so icy. Um, I haven't seen snow like this in forever, especially since I moved to Atlanta. You know, in Richmond, we used to get a lot of snow, but um, no, not here in Atlanta, not in Atlanta. So that's where we are. So I wanted to make sure last night that I got on the road before it got too dark. And I didn't want to be going through the mountains in the pitch black. But there was so much snow on the mountains that any light was reflecting off of it. Um, you know, it was actually pretty bright going through. I mean that's relative, but it's pretty bright going through the mountains. Um, no, we do not need you, Latoya, to send any snow to Atlanta. Atlanta would lose its mind. They've already lost their mind because it's cold. It's freezing cold. Um, it's freezing cold in Atlanta, and um, yeah, that's enough. So anybody that remembers Snowmageddon of 2014 in Atlanta, and if they say it's gonna be cold, cold, or it's gonna be cold and precipitation, city shuts down. They're like, we're not having that because the stories that came out of that were ridiculous. My coworkers, one, my old boss, he ended up spending the night in a CVS with a bunch of random people because they were able to get off the street into the parking lot, but then they just couldn't go anywhere. So they spent the night. CVS treated them well, fed them, etc. Another one of my coworkers ended up getting close enough to the house, but just couldn't get there, so she had to abandon her car and walk to the house. Like all the stories are crazy. So yeah, Atlanta don't play when it's like supposed to be icy and snowy because it is no joke. All right, so let me go back and make sure I get this. Okay, Jackie White, you're making a dress, an obnoxious dress. It's 19 degrees here. Yeah, it is. Let's see. Izzy eating some breakfast, some boiled yucca harvested from your land in DR with fried cheese. Oh, that sounds interesting. Okay. It's 25 in Colorado. Mm. Oh my. Oh my. Yeah, I don't know what the weather is here, but yesterday it was about that in Atlanta. Um, so yeah, it's a little crazy. Okay, what was I getting ready to pull up? So good morning. Hey Ashley. Yes. Come on in. Okay, so I've got that up. I'm gonna pull up my other channel. I'm gonna change the name so it's not confusing. Um 6 degrees, 8 degrees. Okay, so I listen, all of us knitters and crocheters, I know y'all have your winter wear on. If y'all have not made one of these yet, you need to make sure you do because this is gonna keep you nice and warm. The Broadway beanie, designed by Willy Nilly Knits, it is reversible, so it is twice as thick. This thing, let me tell you, will keep you nice and warm. This right here, look, this right here, you need to make you one of these. I'm working on the crochet version in the knit stitch. I think I'm going to call it the peach tree beanie, but it's still in the works. And unfortunately, I did not bring it with me today. Y'all, I did not. I actually, when I came out here, I didn't bring a single project with me. Do y'all ever take trips now and not take projects? My anxiety is like this. Like I don't have anything, and I did that on purpose because I'm going to be working on wedding stuff with Lil Peach and Baby Beach. Um, but yeah, no, 8 degrees in Michigan. Yeah, that's crazy. Oh, look, yeah, Roz wants to know how Izzy got Yucca through customs. I know, right? Are you still there, or did you get them? Like, how did? Yeah, well, maybe don't tell it on live. Maybe just DM her because maybe not. Jackie, Miss Toya, you need to move. That's unreasonable. Yeah, I agree. 40 here in Jacksonville, Florida, brr, but a great day to wear crocheted sweater. Yes, Dawn, what sweater are you wearing? Ash, you need to move too. Just come down a little bit. Absolutely. Roz is making a crochet hoodie for her nephew. Okay, cool. So I gotta remember this now. I believe that all of the comments from here in YouTube will stay with the live when I post it. So I think that's the case, which if it is, that's wonderful. So I don't have to really read them back. So yeah, you don't like the cold, but you live in the north. Yeah. Wait, so Sheila, your Broadway beanie is too big? Maybe we should trade. Mm, did you use the needle that was recommended in the pattern, or did you use a different size? Oh no, Michigan lady's lurking in the background because she's been under the weather all week. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hopefully you feel better, Victoria. So Ashley, I did. I traveled without yarn. I brought two yarn related things with me. I brought the hat that I have on, and I brought my Linux shawl, which I still need to publish, and the Linux bag. Um, so these are the two things yarn related that I brought with me to keep myself warm because it is icy and cold here. So yes, I did. I did not bring a project to work on. For a couple of reasons. Because usually that means I show up with a bag that has my CPAP, a bag that has my clothes and makeup in it, and then a bag that has like all my Saturday morning shenanigan gear, right? Like the iPad, the um the tripod and my laptop and all of that, and then everything else. So, oh, we got a special guest in the house. Hello. How are you?
I am great. Good morning, everyone. How are y'all today?
Thank
Just
you for coming.
thank you for having me. Um, and
Yes.
thank you for showing me how easy this is to do on YouTube. I had
Okay.
no idea.
So you were able, yeah. So, right, once you clicked the button, it just like it was easy, right?
Yes, yes. Easy, easy, easy. No
Okay.
problem. No problem. Hello,
Yes.
everybody. Good morning. Hello, Latoya. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Thank y'all so much. Hey, hanging on by a string. How are y'all? Look, I'm going to
Lit.
make it so that we're at the same height.
Okay. Okay. I'm chilling over here in the couch on the couch in the corner.
So, where are you?
I am in Nashville at
Ah,
my oldest daughter's. I am here to help with wedding planning this weekend.
she's getting married this. No, wait, what?
No, no, no. She's not getting married this weekend.
I was
She's
going to say,
getting
I was like, wait a minute, why are you on a live when your child's getting married in like
no, no,
a few
no.
hours? You are you are very well organized. I was
Yeah,
going to
no, no,
say,
no. I mean, I try to
it,
be, but no.
yeah.
No, she's getting married in April. So I'm here to help with organizing and planning this weekend.
I'm so
Possibly
excited.
going to pick up my dress, if the roads aren't too bad. It doesn't look too bad.
Oh, wow. So, how are you feeling? Are you excited?
Yeah, I am. Her fiance, he's a cutie pie. I He's been on live briefly. Unfortunately, he's at work today, so I can't get him in for a cameo. Um, but they are stuck together like glue. Like
Oh,
they are enjoying each other. Let me
I
just say,
love that. I love that. And may that always be the case. May they
yes.
grow they grow together. They grow together, they
Mhm.
grow apart, they grow back together. Like that's what we hope.
Right,
So,
exactly, exactly. So I think they're off to a good start, and
oh, what a blessing. What
yes,
a blessing.
I know. So I'm just gonna help with logistical stuff, and we're DIYing a lot of stuff. So we've got Mod Podge and paper mache on board for today, floral stuff. So she's like me, like we're crafty.
Yes.
We're in it.
I love it. I love it. And it'll just make it hers. It
It
won't be
is
like what everybody else has because the stuff she has, she made.
right,
You made.
right.
I love that.
Yes. All right. So I was just telling the people that I traveled without yarn today. I traveled without a project. I did not bring a project. I only brought two crocheted item. Well, a knitted and a crocheted item. My hat and
Oh,
my linen shawl.
oh, that's beautiful.
So that's all I brought with me. I didn't bring a project because I wanted to be a hundred
Because you
percent.
already have a project. It's called
Yeah.
Getting Ready for Getting. You know what though? There's a lot of downtime. There's a lot of downtime. There's a lot of time when it's like I remember like whenever I've done like a big event like that, it's like, okay, now we have to go to the printer and pick up the so and so. Now we gotta wait in the car. So there is some time that you could, just if you don't like have like sitting for like 20 minutes with idle hands and you don't want to be
Yeah.
on your phone, I could definitely see that there would be a benefit to having a little something. Are you
True.
regretting that you didn't bring a project?
No, because I decided that when I had downtime, I would need to do like some videos or do posts or do something or post some, like recycle some of my reels from Instagram as shorts on YouTube, to kind of build up more content over here on YouTube. So I was like, I'll do whatever electronic I can do from the phone if I have downtime.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
So
As long as you can focus on that. Like whenever I say, "Oh, that's what I'm gonna do," next thing I know, I'm watching TikToks, and I ain't repurposed shit, and I ain't put nothing nowhere. So,
yeah,
um, the
exactly.
the thing what I've learned is something I'm trying to do more. I've done it already for many years. Is scheduling my posts with these apps I used later for many years, and now we're gonna switch to Metricool, and this because Metricool has different better analytics, better
Okay.
analytics than later. And
Okay.
so we'll be switching to that soon. As soon as I pay that bill, we can start using that. But
Metro cool.
I do like having it off my head. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, to have it scheduled and done. Yeah,
schedule, like all the stuff, like we post for the podcast like several times a week, and
right.
that's pre-scheduled. I'm even thinking of like something I started doing. I was doing it manually, but all of those I'm a sewist reels, I tend to do them more consistently on Instagram, but I've been
Mm,
moving them over here, and I'm like, I should just go through and see the ones I haven't done yet and put them here and see what happens. And so that's what I've scheduled some to drop here, even
okay.
though I'm not on here very often at all. But I didn't
Mm,
realize like how easy it was to do like a live like this. This is pretty easy.
yeah, yeah, it is. So we're making the move because the time that I spend over here live, I would like to eventually be able to monetize.
Yep.
And
Yep.
monetization on Instagram is a moving target that you can't see in the dark,
Yes.
and
And
it's
your
this
eyes are covered like
it's
this.
and it's this big. It's like that big. So you really don't know where to aim. So
Yeah.
I like the fact that YouTube does, they show you the analytics afterwards. They tell you, okay, this is how many people you need, this is how many views you need, this is how many shorts you need. Like it tells you what
Okay.
the goal is. So we're gonna give it a try.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. So it's
I
just
love it.
time to do some different things because um I'm coming into my 5th year in business. So
Yay!
and I know that I need to increase revenue streams, right?
Yeah.
Because if sales are slow, we still want to have some income coming in. So there's some things that we just trying to do to make it a little different.
Yes.
Um
Diversify, diversify, diversify.
yes, absolutely. So hopefully people will find it, comfortable to join over here.
Yeah,
I
this
think
is
the
very easy.
Yeah, and the benefits, I believe we're able to keep the comments stay.
Yeah.
Um once it's posted, so that's cool. So if you guys have been
Is that
communicating,
the case that Instagram doesn't keep the comments? If
no,
you have a live and I'm like saying, "Hey, follow each other in the comments," and then they go back to look and there's no comments, and it's like your Instagram reel is full of lies. I don't see these comments you're talking about.
right, exactly, exactly. And so, you kind of have to be live to get the full experience. I am so appreciative of people who pop in for the replay, though. Right, there's so
Yes,
many people
yes,
that, you know, like they're giving time, right?
they are. They
Because
are.
at whatever point they're listening, even if they're doing something else, they're listening to the content. And it's amazing. But they miss the interaction with the other, viewers. So I think this is gonna be a good thing. I don't know. You guys have to tell me what you think. But I am a little behind on the comments here. So let's go back and see. Oh, this is hilarious, but it's so true. So Latoya says, Florida has a falling iguana warning. Did you
Oh yeah, that's cold. Yeah, I'm from Florida, and that's
Yes.
absolutely, yeah, absolutely the thing. Don't be
And
walking under no trees and bushes. These
oh my
things, they
god.
get cold, they go, huh.
And they fall. They just drop.
Yep.
I went to Miami as our post graduation gift. I took Lil Peach Aisha to Miami after she graduated from high school and I graduated from my MBA program.
Yeah,
And
double celebration.
yes, and took one of her little best friends with us. I'll never do that in June again because it's hot as Hades,
Oh yeah, it's hot in Hades almost anytime after March
Yeah, so Florida's a winter
or
trip.
February.
I've learned that.
Yeah.
But what killed me was just like we'd be sitting waiting to pick up the little free bus to go, down the strip, and here comes a little iguana just
Oh yeah, tons of them. Yeah, absolutely. And the first, because the Florida does have the South Florida, which is where I'm from. I'm in West Palm Beach, about
yeah,
an hour and a half north of Miami.
yeah.
And like it's very tropical, it's very Caribbean inflected down there, climate wise. So we have some of the same, like my son right now is studying abroad in the Caribbean, and sent me a video of his campus. And I was like, that looks a little bit like where we went to high school. That's how
Mm.
like We had
Yeah.
palm trees, we had open courtyards, we had,
Yeah.
that's just, you
It's
know,
great.
yeah.
But having an iguana fall on your head,
Yeah, or run over your stuff when you're on the beach, or jump out at you when you're at the resort, or, they're like, we live here. You are
girl,
just
I
walking
wasn't ready for that because it's
you're
not like
walking by my house.
it's not like they're small things, right? Like we have
No,
little.
some of them are small, but some are big. Yeah, but
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, we have lizards, at
Oh
our
yeah,
house.
it's not a lizard.
Yeah, and they're like
No,
this.
it's not that. It's not a skink. It's not that either. It's a whole iguana.
It's a whole iguana. Like that's not even like they're. I can't, yeah. Oh my.
No, I don't love it.
Um,
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Oh, are you going to SSK in
I may try to do that this year. I was booked 2 years ago and I got COVID. We were booked to go and I got COVID and ended up not.
Oh,
There was an empty booth and I was sad.
oh, that is so sad.
So I have to look into it. I had thought about doing 2 shows this year because doing trying to do 4 last year was a lot. I only made it to 3. Um and so my goal for this year was to do 2. So the first one is Maryland Sheep and Wool. That's at the beginning of May, and um I was trying to decide on the second one. So we'll see. Is hotter than expected this time of the year in DR, and the humidity hadn't let up either. Even with my hair back, the frizz is giving me a halo. Yes, I we were chatting on the live last week, and she was like, "Yeah, it's like Monica and Friends. It just goes whoop as soon as you get off the plane."
Chantel, Chantel saying she's very afraid of iguanas. I guarantee you,
The-
after a day or so of being around these things and just seeing them from the distance, whatever, it will, like, they will start to fade into the background.
yeah, eventually
That's what
that
I would like.
happens.
That's what I would hope for you anyway. That's what I
Right,
would hope for you, because
but
they're not aggressive as far as I
right,
have known. My
right.
father had one as a pet. Um, that lived in a cage, which was, and this was, when he had this, that he didn't have this when we were girls growing up. He had
Hmm.
it when, like, we all went out to college, and I guess they needed hobbies, and one of them was um, iguanas. And so he had an iguana that lived for a very long time. But they're just kind of like, I find them really just terrifying to kind of look at or think about, because they look like dinosaurs, you know.
Yeah, they
Um,
do.
so, like, which is kind of interesting from a distance, a very far distance, a very far distance that's so far that. But no, I've absolutely been in places and just walking, and they just, like, a whole little hurdle, like, run across right in front. It's like,
Girl, right, right.
but on the
Like,
beach, they'll be on the beach in different places in the Caribbean. Like, you be laying out, and next thing you know, whoop, you know. So
girl.
that's just that happens.
Oh,
Yep, I can believe that they have them in the
they look
DR for sure.
prehistoric.
Absolutely,
They
absolutely.
are. They're
Yes,
dinosaurs. Oh my
yes, they do look
gosh.
prehistoric. So yeah,
Yes.
so I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be wearing my BzyPeach earrings, which I keep on, and my hat where that has the hands of love from black yarn dyers, and that my friend made for me.
Listen.
I just absolutely love it. And
So
so to
this is why I said that I'm gonna keep that box that I sent it to you in and you sent my hat back in
yes,
because like you are a knit worthy or a crochet worthy friend. Because
I
the
thank you.
earrings are from 3 years ago.
Yeah, I love these.
And then the hat is recent, but you're actually wearing the stuff that you were gifted.
Yes,
So, do you
absolutely.
in the sewing community, do you all have problems with people saying, "Make me this, make me this, make me this," and then you do, and then they don't wear it?
Oh no, girl,
Uh,
I absolutely do not have that problem. Because let me tell you, first thing, number one, Lisa, make me something, make me something. No. Second thing, if I have made you something, it's because I love you.
yes.
And that, that because I love you, the way that sewing as my love language works is if I
Mm.
give you something, it means I love you, or it means I
Mm-hmm.
like you very much, or that we share slash exchange DNA.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and you know you will absolutely wear it, or I wouldn't be making it. So like
Right.
I make my kids boxer briefs, I make my spouse, box
Mm-hmm.
like of course they're gonna wear them, especially my
Mm-hmm.
kids where I made more underwear than they ever bought.
Right. Right. I love it.
So like I
Yeah.
I don't, and I'm getting a little better as well with my youngest, who is very stylish and has his own sense of style that is incredibly personal to him. And as he grew
Yeah.
up wearing the family tradition, which is where I make the clothes, I make first day of school, I make Easter, special outfits, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
And it hit a point where he would not participate because he didn't like the fabric. So
I,
then we had a few years of letting him choose the fabric.
that's what okay. I remember that.
So that's what
Right.
I did. And then now that we're getting into, he is now 20 years old and he simply has grown out of it. And there
Mm.
is nothing at this point in this phase that I could make for him spontaneously that he
Mm.
would be like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll wear this. That's just not him. He might put it on for a photo, maybe, and
Maybe.
so now I know, like, it's just going to be the case that our next upcoming Easter, I'll probably make him a shirt, or I'll just
Mm.
connect with him because he's not going to even be in the country, and I don't know if I
Mm.
want to send it that far if he's certainly not going to do it. But
Right. Right.
one thing I do know about him is he does. He told me this when he was maybe 14, maybe 12. He was like, Mom, you can sew. And I think that now you can be useful. And so now what he likes to do is the child buy a pullover hoodie and just be like, Mom, can you make this a zip up? Can you turn it into a zip up, Mom?
Because now you're useful.
Because now I'm useful.
Oh
Now
my
I'm useful. Now I'm useful.
God, girl. Oh,
Yes.
that
Yes.
that hurt my heart a little bit.
Listen,
I mean,
listen. I tell you, you know how these kids are. They'll hurt your feelings now. They sure don't care. They
that
sure don't.
right. And he just knew he was saying something that was
And,
uplifting and encouraging.
and
I
why would
bet.
I not want to be useful to him?
Right.
Now you are. Yeah. Now you are. It was as if hang on a string. It was as if he had come to this realization. Like, you know,
Huh.
what I was thinking about. You got this room with all these machines and stuff, and you be making stuff.
Right.
Hmm. That is useful to me.
Girl. Woo. They just don't know.
They don't. They don't. And
My
most of the times I do it. And not most of the times I do it. And but some of the times I don't. Of the funeral service. Listen, hanging on by a string. This is what we are. This is what we talk about, right? We talk about breaking intergenerational curses. My
yes.
goals is to raise free children, and
That's
don't let
right.
nobody tell you that raising free children is easy.
Mm-mm. Oh no, it's
That shit
not.
is not easy.
It's not.
Because it means that they can be honest with
Hmm.
you and they don't have to frame their words in ways that protect your feelings.
Right. But
Um,
I love that though because I love trying to do that. I don't know that I'm raising completely free kids. I'm learning how to trying to figure out how to do that.
yeah, I'm trying
But I've
to learn how to
always
live free my damn self. Shit.
well, right. That's a whole nother live. Um mm, I don't know if we had time today. Whew. But I mean maybe we do. But but yeah, I'll always try to like have good open conversation, like make it be a safe space for them to talk about anything. But I think they weren't ready for how I would do that. We'd be in the car, just riding somewhere and out of the blue, I'm like, oh, so what have you done such and such, or do you do this, or have you, and it could be anything. And they're like, uh, mom, like,
I thought we was just going to Target. I didn't know we was gonna be having this heart to heart. Like,
yeah,
why do you be springing shit on me like this? This is just coming out of nowhere.
yeah, crossed my mind. Let's just talk, like, oh, mom. Um, but yeah, so in the comments, right, you guys, back to the original question, which was, you know, what does it mean to be knit worthy, or crochet worthy, or sew worthy, right? Like, do you have challenges with folks, where you make stuff for them, or you think it's something that they want and it's not, or they ask you for it, you make it, but then you find it in the closet on the floor in the corner, or uh
Oh yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
or like it just never sees the light of day. Like, what do you guys think about that?
And
So
hanging on
yeah.
by a string. I get it, no problem. She's like in the comments, she's saying, "Don't mind my dark humor." Listen, I get it.
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
no
yeah.
no no hard feelings. Trust, no hard
Right.
feelings. And I would
Right.
love to. And I don't even know or think I'm even a safe space in that way. I
Um,
think that the safe space that I think that we are, at least for me at this stage, I think you still have a little one at home. It's like you definitely go from being your child, like knowing everything. That's the thing I'm adjusting with so hard. I feel like, I'm not sure if y'all ever watched the series Avatar, the
mm-mm.
last Airbender on Nickelodeon. It's amazing. I recommend
Okay.
everybody watch it. It's so great. Avatar, the
Okay.
next Airbender, not the movie with the blue people, which was fine, but Avatar is gorgeous, about the
Okay.
Fire Nation and all. It's wonderful. But there's this
Okay.
moment when the Avatar, um, the avatar has like thousands of lives of past lives or whatever, and all
Hmm.
the thousand of lives are things that the avatar can still access, so they can go back 1,000 years or 20 years or 100 years to talk to the last avatar. That's how I think my
Mm.
kids are. I look at them and they are 20 and
Hmm.
25, but they are also 5 years old, and they're also 12, and
Yeah.
they are also babies.
Yeah.
Like, all of those different versions of them are still in there when I see them. But they
Hmm.
don't remember any of that. Like, they might
Right.
remember a little bit, and then they think it's weird that I remember.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah.
because I've always been 25. I've always been 20. And it's like, no, you haven't. You just got
No, we
here.
went through a lot of phases, ma'am or sir, or
I
child.
remember when I thought I would never stop paying for pull ups.
Girl,
I, I would never stop paying for pull-ups. I just thought for sure that all of my money would go toward um, pull
the
up,
Pampers. Yeah.
pull up, Pampers. Some. I remember that incredibly vividly, and I think that they kind of resent the fact that I still remember. They're like, I have no recollection of that, and why would that be something I would even know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's the hard
Exactly.
part for me. So I feel like, oh, this person is a baby, but why do they have a job? That's weird.
Right.
Why
Right.
are they filing income taxes? It's strange.
Yeah, and this is for me. This one is a little different too, because with Aisha getting ready to get married, like her fiance is her person, so that's the
Right.
first person she goes to now. It's not me anymore. I mean,
Oh,
for some
wow.
things,
Yes, yes,
but
of course. Of course. Of course.
so
Yes, they're
like
going
when,
out on their, yeah, you're not their primary person anymore.
yeah,
That's the,
and
yeah,
and
that's
being a single mom, that was prime response.
for
I'm always
everything.
like, Mama got you. Like, I will always give you everything that you need and some of what you want. And so that's been a little interesting. Like,
It's an adjustment. It's an
it
adjustment. And I
is.
think I think it's okay to talk about it that way. But so here's my make worthy story. So
Okay.
when I was my spouse was in law school in there, because law school is 3 years, and they were in their second year of law school, and they do an internship.
Hmm.
And we were, I think I was pregnant. I know I was pregnant big
Mm,
pregnant. Like, cause I remember I was doing like these different prenatal appointments and stuff. But we had rented a house for the summer in Cleveland, Ohio, in Cleveland Heights, which was a really nice place where we were at the time.
mm.
And this house was big, and it had an attic space that you could go up into, and it was finished. It would be a little hot, but not as hot as I was used to. So I would set up the
Okay.
sewing up there. And
Okay.
so I would go up there and I would sew for hours and hours and hours. And I made this costume for my nephew, Devin, who is about a year or 2 years older than Riley, my oldest son. And so I made this costume. It was a lion costume. It
Hmm.
was for, I think that Devin might have been, Devin might have been 2 or 3 at the time because I was pregnant, maybe 2. I was pregnant with Riley. And
Okay.
so this costume was so elaborate. It had little stuffed shoe covers that went over their shoes, wrapped it
Hmm.
around. It had little tiny nails, little tiny claws on the
Oh.
bottom. It had little palm things for like look like little claws. It had a hood that wrapped around, and I had made all of this fringe using
Okay.
a certain type of fabric and like turned every individual loop to get it to look like a lion. It looked like a lion around the edge. This took
Ooh.
me 30 hours. I'm
Ooh.
certain 30 hours of sewing in a hot, stuffy attic sewing room. The baby wore it, very cute, adorable, got great pictures. Maybe a year or two later, it was time for Riley to wear the costume. And
Okay.
so I'm at my mother's house, and she's, living at the same house where we grew up.
Hmm.
And she goes to the trunk of the car. My mother's trunk, if you look around this room, just based on what you can see, okay, just say I come by my collecting naturally. Okay.
Okay.
Just imagine what the trunk of my car might look like
Okay.
based on a reflection of what you see behind me.
Okay.
My mama opened that trunk, and underneath the case of water from Costco, the some paper she might have had to grade for class, umbrellas, empty takeout containers that she was going to package up for something for some sorority function she had, crushed
Mm.
baseball hats, empty garbage bags, that
Oh.
something else. When I
Oh.
tell you that costume was crumbled
Oh.
under that junk, I
Mm.
said, Mama, I know that's not the costume that I had spent 30 pregnant hours sewing. I'm
Woo.
pretty sure it's not there under the bicycle pump
Woo.
and the case of Czech sodas from the
Yeah.
Winn Dixie. Okay. I'm pretty sure that that's not what I'm looking at right now.
In the most respectful way.
Respectfully, I would just like to confirm that this costume is a costume from somewhere else that maybe you got at the Dollar Tree or something. Because
Mm.
surely that 10-piece costume is not here in assorted ways in the trunk of this car right now.
Ooh.
Not
Girl.
my life. That is not what is happening at the moment, is it? Well, yes, but I think everything is in here, and I'm gonna put it in a bag for you. He appreciated that so much. You know what? I'm so proud of you. You did such a good job.
That's a gaslighting.
You did. And you did such a good job with it. It really does look nice. You are so good. You are so good at sewing. You really are. You are better than me. You're better than me. Really. I'm just gonna say it. You're good like Nana. You are good like Nana was. That's how good you are.
Not
You way better than me.
Not
with
the
the soap.
pumping you up helium inflated gaslighting. Like,
So I have heard all kinds of stories from quilters, especially the heartbreaking ones, or quilters
oh,
who spend thousands of dollars and hours hand stitching something or making somebody a wedding quilt or whatever,
right.
and finding it um, draped over the bikes in the shed to keep the dust off the bikes. So this is the thing for me. I
Yeah,
think
that's
I think
tough.
so this is one thing I think is important. Hey, good morning. One thing I think is important is this. I was reading about this years ago, and it was about the Aboriginal people in Australia.
Okay.
And they have a philosophy that if I make you a gift of something, if
Yes.
I
Yes.
give you something and you take it,
Yes.
once it is out of my hands, I have no more thought, concern, or rights to it.
Mm, interesting. Yeah. Okay.
That I have given you this,
Mm-hmm.
and by giving it, I really release it, fully release it.
Mm-hmm.
And that means if you love it, that's great. If you give it away to someone else instantly, that's great. If
Mm.
you dispose of it, that's great. Because my rights, my energy went into the creation of the thing and the decision to give it to you. Once
Mm.
and this is something that I thought was, and that's why it's kind of never left me, because it made me realize, and I want you to think about this, and I'd love to see what other folks in the comment think.
Mm-hmm.
If we are concerned about how our makes will be used after we've given them,
Mm-hmm.
then we have not yet released them.
Yeah.
It's
Agree.
not really a gift. It's not a
Um,
gift if you call to check up on it.
it's a tether.
It's yes, that's with that's with strings attached,
Yeah.
right? It's like it's the tether is perfect. It's a perfect word for it because
Interesting.
like I love to wear your hat when I know I'm going to see you, because I love to show how much I appreciate the things I've been given. That's
Yeah.
something that I appreciate when I give someone something, so I try to do the same when someone does the same for me. We are on the same page. We are aligned in that,
Right.
right? So it never feels forced or artificial, like, oh, I gotta put this on because I'm a see.
Right.
No, it
Right.
doesn't
Right.
feel
Right.
that way at all. But I think it does mean that the word make worthy is a condition that allows you to release. If you did not think that the person, and I guess it goes back to what is make worthy, right?
Right.
Someone who will appreciate all the hard work, all the time, all
Mm-hmm.
the all the all the energy, the time, the talent, the
Right.
money, all these things that you can't replace, especially the time. If the
Right.
yarn is limited, or if you've hand dyed it or whatever, there's a lot of labor. It's called a labor of love for a reason,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I definitely, I don't know. It just made me realize that are are we giving gifts to show off? Are we
Mm.
giving gifts to show love? Right? And
Or
nobody wants their love to be thrown away, but I don't know, it just makes me feel like if I give you something, I don't
mm,
want to monitor it, and that I have to practice releasing. I have to practice
yeah.
what does it mean to give? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like people who are like, "Oh no, I'm not going to give to this homeless person because they might take this money and use it for drugs." I'm like, "That's what I use my money for."
Right. Like, yeah, I
So
mean, so that is a very interesting perspective, and it is an interesting thought. It does really make you think. And for people like me, possibly you, I don't know, with this whole like love language, right? Like giving is my love language. Like what
Yes.
does that mean? Like you I get something out of giving to you. Like
Yes.
I get joy,
Yes.
peace, happiness,
Yes.
adrenaline, like what,
Yes. Yes.
So is it is the gift is that gift giving for you or for me?
Yeah. Exactly. And I think the reason why the term make worthy is important is because if you are a marginalized person, especially I think fat bodies in knitting and crochet in particular, also in fat bodies and sewing too. I think that the reason the word make worthy became um, something to champion around was because there were folks who were like, no, we're not going to make this sweater in a size that'll fit your titties.
Mm,
No, we aren't going to make this jacket in a size that your size that your arms can fit in. That
right,
so many of us have been told by the industry that we are not make worthy. That's why like
right,
the patterns fit us, you know?
right.
So like there's one thing about being make worthy by some industry standard. It's another thing to be make worthy by a standard of our individual effort and labor, you know?
Mm,
And for me, I don't want to waste my effort. And I don't think I definitely don't want to waste my effort. I'm not going to spend time making something that I want somebody to have because I want them to have it.
mm,
And I just think that's I don't know.
right. So let's see. I
Yeah,
hear that, but
exactly. This is I think I'm saying the same thing hanging on by a string is saying. She says I hear that, but at the same time I don't want to um continually spend time on something to show I care for you and you just trash it over and over. That's hurtful. And that right
yes,
there, you get to do me that way one time.
yeah, and that's where, and I think
And
that's where,
there is no over and over. Because
right.
because you know what the thing is, when you're giving to other creatives, when I give something to Laverne, I can tell her, hey, this fabric that I made, I want to show, of course she made me this beautiful thing. I know crochet takes a lot longer to do.
Right.
The hat I made for her wasn't very complicated. It
Yeah,
did not take me very long.
but it's gorgeous and it's warm.
But I could say, hey, I put spandex lining inside so that it could
Hmm.
stretch and not dry out your hair. This
Yes,
fabric that I used was the last yard of this African um, fleece that
brilliant,
I haven't
beautiful.
seen since because Hancock Fabric went out of business. And I just want you to know that this is special fabric that I've been saving. And it turned
Hmm. Hmm.
I was saving it for you.
Yeah,
She would appreciate something like that. But
right.
I feel like we are setting ourselves up for heartbreak hanging on by a
I
string.
think we have to listen. Like if the first time that it happens, that person is telling you that I don't, maybe it's not disrespect. Sometimes it is, right? Intentional disrespect, but that may not be how that person receives love or values love.
Right, right.
So
Or
we
they
may
don't.
have to
Mhm.
listen and learn
Yes.
what it is for that person and just say, okay, not necessarily that they aren't make worthy, knit worthy, crochet worthy, but
Just not by
I
my
have,
black ass.
huh?
Just not by my black ass. Like
Right.
I'm
And
just not the one.
and
I
to
I don't have it.
investigate what is it that would make them feel loved receiving it from you that they would value.
Mhm. And it's also worth talking. I think that there's some people who will never believe that a handmade thing is better than what you can buy in a store. I think
Yeah.
we have to accept that. Like there are people
Yeah.
out here today that are selling, not people, brands, companies. Zara apparently is now selling jeans legs. I shit you not, jeans legs as sleeves. Okay. People will sell and buy anything, right? If I tried to sell jeans legs as sleeves, people would be like, bitch, what is wrong with you? Like,
But because Zara did it, now everybody's gonna do it.
I hope they do, because I cannot wait to ridicule anybody I see wearing some fucking jean legs on their arms. I cannot wait. I hope they do it near me. Please walk by me with some jeans legs on your arms,
Lisa,
connected
that's
by a
abusive.
jean.
That's abusive.
Please bring it on. Please bring it on. So like, but there, it's true, and I think that fast fashion has made it worse. The way that there's people out there who still don't know that do not know the difference between a blanket and a quilt.
Yeah.
Who think
Or
that,
knit and crochet for that matter.
girl, did you see those crochet Nike Air? I think I reposted it on my page.
Yes.
Them things, he said, my grandma knitted these, and I'm like, baby, your grandma
Come on,
crocheted these.
crochet that.
Your
Yes.
grandma crocheted that, and maybe crocheted Air Mags or whatever is not as snappy as knitted, you know, but they were crocheted, and
Right.
and so it. I think it's important to remember your audience. I
Yeah.
think, and this does count, kind of sounds snobby, but it's about like casting pearls before swine. You got
Mm.
to do. This man sold melted hot dog water. Lord, you know what? There was a white man that made like what I make as my salary in an entire year by making grilled cheese sandwiches. This video of himself making a grilled cheese sandwich, and he did a GoFundMe about making a fucking grilled cheese sandwich. It got like six figures.
I'm waiting for those kind of moments. Like,
I, you know
cause I
what?
got bills to
When
pay.
when can black people get a chance to be absurd? When can we be
Right.
absurd? I want to be
Right.
absurd. I can be absurd. I'm very witty. I can be
Right.
absurd.
Right. I'm very corny and goofy, so I know I can be.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly, exactly. What can I put together and just throw together and call it art? Or not even. It's not even art. It's just a stunt. It's just a stunt.
So what's
So
the difference between art and a stunt? Next question.
nothing. It's, I guess, performance art. I guess if this person,
Is it in the eye of the beholder,
I
or is it in the eye
suppose,
of the
I feel
performer?
like something that's art. I don't know. I feel like whenever you say something is art, I feel like it automatically gets like this art.
Oh, ouch. That hurt.
Ooh, artisan pies they got from a grocery store and selling $10. Raquel, where they do that at? Who is selling a slice of a pie from U Crops or Kroger
Girl,
or the
not you crops.
Safeway or
Listen,
Wegmans and talking about some, whoa.
I miss you
It's the
crops.
temerity for me. It is the temerity. I need a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of that temerity. I feel like I'm too busy trying to get Portland, Oregon.
Okay. So we need to move out west. Is that what you're
I
saying?
ain't
Like,
going out there. They can have their grocery store pies and be gaslighting these people for money. You know what, Raquel? I'm gonna say, get you $25 so you can make your 2,500. Okay, go get
yes.
the pie, slice it up,
Woo.
wrap it under some plastic wrap, and go where the people slinging pies.
Yeah. Interesting.
Cause listen,
And the
and then they take, yeah, because they came from the Safeway
right.
or the Walmart.
So
Or
I'd be curious to add, like, in the comments, let us know, like, what do you think? Like, what's the difference between art and a stunt, performance art and a stunt? Like, what you know is it, if the intention of the maker is that it is artistic? Is it the intention of the maker that it's just to get attention?
yeah, yeah.
Is it um the that there is no attention? It's just like, I'm just gonna do whatever. Like, what is that it, or is it the reception by the audience?
I love that question. I love. Oh, Raquel's like, don't get me caught up like that. I live in the Bay Area. I could never. The food culture here is real serious, and no one's gonna laugh in my face for trying to pass off a slice of a pumpkin pie from a Walmart as artisanal, even if I sprinkle powdered sugar on it in an artistic way. I Yeah. I think a stunt is designed to generate revenue. I think that
Okay.
art. I'd say art is designed to generate meaning.
Is it not designed to generate revenue?
No, I would not think so. I
So
think
if
that I think artists People who
Mhm.
perceive of themselves as artists, who are artists who are not commercial artists,
Mhm.
right? The goal is not to, there are people who are commercial artists, commercial illustrators, right?
Mhm.
But I think that there are folks out there who are artists who do not directly connect in any way their work
Mhm.
with its later or subsequent financial value.
Okay.
I think that they are trained to produce meaning,
Basquiat.
meaning, right? They are designed to produce meaning. And by producing meaning, that mean for me, I think is meant to convey a certain sense of message, to convey,
Mhm.
to disrupt, to change the culture,
Mhm.
to, etc. Right? I think
Mhm.
that that is what, when I'm thinking about art, about fine art, about performance art, about those types of like, I don't think that when Bisa Butler sits down to make a quilt, she is thinking
Mm.
one day this is gonna sell for six figures.
Right.
I don't think she was doing that when she was teaching art in high school 7 years ago. And I don't
Mm.
think she's thinking it now that she does not
Mm.
have to do anything else but go into that studio and make what her heart tells her needs to happen. I
Okay.
think a stunt, I think I think it's because art is not content.
Mm.
Art is not content. This is one of the reasons that I hate the word content, but content is perfect for this conversation because
Okay.
content is monetizable.
Mhm.
Content is a thing. Content is an asset.
Mm.
Content is a widget, a commodity,
Mm.
right? That's what content is.
Yeah.
Art is something totally different. Totally different. I think you need new vocabularies to talk about that.
Gotcha. Okay. Huh.
Oh,
Interesting.
Raquel saying, I think that the Bay Area's hairstylists are charging stunt prices. I think that's just California. I think everything in California is. I think my sister just moved there from Florida, which is a huge move because Florida is a low tax state and California is a high tax
Mm.
state. So
Yeah.
she's like, things that in Florida might cost like, for a wash and curl or whatever might be, $50. Out here is
Right.
120. Like,
Right.
that's because the rent is higher, the taxes are higher, everything else costs more.
Yeah. True. But that's interesting. Yeah. I mean, I just wonder. I wonder what others think about that as well. But yeah, content art is not content. Is
Art is not content. Not at all. Not at all. Like, this it's a difference between
that's
being
it?
a content creator and being an artist. That's two different things.
Mhm.
I absolutely believe that.
Mhm. I'm getting there. Yeah.
Well, it's just something to think
Yeah.
about. You don't have to
Yeah.
agree. I
No,
still
no,
think
no, no.
that.
Absolutely right. But I'm just thinking like art can become content, but it.
Why do you want that? Ew, we don't want more content, Laverne.
Well, hang
Content,
on. But hang on.
content is hot dogs, and
No, no,
art
no.
is like steak from a
So
real
okay. So
cannibal recognize.
let me think about this, right? And maybe you can help me phrase it differently if that's the
Remember,
case.
I'm kind of a snob though, so let's
I,
continue. But I
uh,
just want to definitely say that. Yeah,
okay.
I definitely want.
Um.
I believe in art. I believe in not everything has to have a price tag. I believe that certain things capture the inimitable human spirit, and I think that there are also some things people just want to put a price tag on and just
Mhm.
buy and consume without digesting.
So I think when I said art can be content, what I meant by that is I'm not getting out of my house and going to museums or out in the world as much as pre-pandemic times, right? More so
Right.
now, but starting to go back in as COVID numbers go back up again. But
I love my house. I could be here the whole time.
right. So being able to experience art has now, for me, the main venue or vehicle for that is social media.
Hmm.
And so to experience it via social media doesn't make art content.
I see what you're saying.
Do you know what I mean? So maybe
I
there's a
think that.
different, you
Do
know,
you see Sheila's comment in the chat?
hold on, let me go up. No. What about art can be content, but not all art can be content, but not all content is art. That's it.
Yes, I think that art can be, and I think it's because
Yeah.
where the word art comes from and where
Hmm.
the word content comes from.
Mm.
That content has become for us in the last maybe,
Commodity.
yeah, I mean the last 7 years or 8 years
Hmm.
maybe, like to be a content creator is a job. That there are
Yeah.
people whose
Right.
job it is to create content around a topic, for a brand, for a theme, for something
Hmm.
like that. Like, I'm a content creator. I
Yeah.
create content which can be blogs, captions, internet posts.
Yeah.
It can be reels and videos. It can be
Yeah.
still posts and images. It can be, all these different things. And the content has a task. The task of the content is to get more eyes on the platform that will then subsequent and can be leveraged into
Hmm.
monetization strategies and working with brands to do more content and to create more content, et cetera, et cetera. Like, so all of this as a way to feed into the content creation machine as if it is a valid and stable and real um, ecosystem. I think the world of art moves differently, and not just moves differently. And I'm not trying to be all rarefied and snobby about it, though it definitely sounds that way. But there's something about, I don't know, there's just something for me about having a certain standard of excellence
Hmm.
and something completely inimitable, something that cannot be reproduced, something that can only come from that particular person. And that is art. Like, that's artful writing, that is poetry, that is prose that sings, that is food that is cooked with, with
Hmm.
verb and style and intentionality. Like, there's
Yeah.
so many things that people do artfully that
Hmm.
they then might snap a picture of and turn it into content. But that thing is still the art. You know what I mean? Like, you could put the
Yeah.
Mona Lisa on a TikTok and have her eyes blinking and her mouth moving, and it sounds like she's rapping. You know, that is
So
turning art into content.
yeah, true. So okay, so has and I guess maybe I'm coining a word right now. I don't know. Has the contentification of art made it potentially less valuable, therefore leading people who see so many handmade goods online
Hmm.
devalue their worth?
Hmm.
That was a hell of a sentence. Does it
No,
make
no,
sense?
yeah, it does. So just to repeat it, when we turn art into mass marketed content, does it diminish or reduce the value of art itself? Does it cheapen it? Right? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, yeah, or the perception is that it is cheap, right? Because, so
Mm,
for example, in the crochet world, there's a problem with being able to go to Timu and Sheen and some of these stores in the mall, or even Bloomingdale's or Saks, and buy crochet goods. And then people saying, well, I'm not going to buy your Granny Square Hexicardi from you for $200 because I can go to Timu and buy it for 50.
you're right.
And maybe that's a whole, maybe I'm getting
No,
a
no,
little
I
bit
no, I
too
think that's
deep in it.
perfect. I think that's absolutely perfect. So I think that it does present a challenge for I think it does present a challenge to the crochet artist, but it's not necessarily it's a large challenge, but it's not new.
Mm,
There have
mhm,
always been bootlegs, knockoffs, ripoffs. There are people who thought, putting pictures of art on T-shirts
mm.
was cheapening it. Putting it on
Yeah,
posters was
right.
cheapening it. When in
True.
fact it just kind of distributes it. I think the difference is
Oh, yeah.
there's people that don't know about Timu, and
Yeah.
there's people who, even if they did know about Timu, would never choose
Never.
it to buy a crocheted item from. And I think
Right.
the challenge is finding your audience,
Mm.
finding your people who, there's people who are like, why would you sew clothes when you could buy clothes from
Right.
Zara
And
or
go to Target.
Sheen or whatever? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, well, yes, it's cheaper to buy clothes from Target, but you know what? You can't get none of this I got on from Target.
Right. Exactly.
None of
Yeah.
it. Not even a little bit. Not
Not
this
even a.
custom fabric, because the fabric I'm wearing is custom. You
Right.
know, like
Yeah.
it's hard to find even today.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and this hat was made in a unique way by unique pet that came with unique and specific blessings just for me. And
Right.
I can't
Right.
buy that at a Target. So it's this idea
Yeah.
somehow of reducing life to the basics. Oh, all we need is, we don't need nice shoes. We just need something so that we don't go outside and get splinters. We don't
Mm-hmm.
need good clothes. We just need to put
Mm-hmm.
something on our body so we can go outside and face the elements. Like, people don't think that way, and some
Mm-hmm.
people do. Some people are that way. I don't really know them, but
Right.
I'm sure there are out there. So I don't know. It just feels like, just because there is the Timu out there does not mean that you should give up. It does not mean that this is
Right.
somehow that this it might be a bad sign for artists. It might be a bad sign for artisans who rely on selling their work to make a living, and selling
Mm-hmm.
it not just to art collectors, but to regular folks. Then that does make it hard, but it's always been hard. And that's something
Yeah.
Michelle was saying. This has always been the issue for
Issue for
artists.
artists. Yeah.
You know.
True. 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 Yeah. Very true. So, wow, that was full circle on being knit worthy,
Yeah, girl.
being crochet worthy, make worthy.
Mhm.
Interesting. Well, for people who are watching the replay of this, I mean, give us your comments below. Like, give us your comments below. Like, what do you think? What do you think about the term make worthy? Right, whether it be knit, crochet, sewing, embroidery, whatever the case may be. Um, what do you think about that? What do you think about the contentification? I think that's going to be my new word. Contentification of art,
Mhm. Mhm. Yep.
coined today. Um, yeah, what do you think about it? So,
Michelle is saying they better not bury me in clothes that is basic. Listen, I went to go. I met Bisa Butler at her. I've seen her before, but she had a show in New York, and I had reached out to her ahead of time to whip to her to the gallery to see if I could interview her at this event. And they were like, she would love to interview with you, but she can't do it at the event. She's just going to be too busy. But I knew I was going to be seeing her. And when you said, Michelle, not bury me in something basic, I was like, I can't meet Bisa Butler in store bought clothes.
right,
So,
right.
like, and which is funny because I don't have that many store bought clothes.
I was gonna
Like,
say, do you
everything
have
I have
any?
on right now, except for this undershirt that I got from a gallery, is something that I made or someone made for me. I mean, down to the draws. Okay.
Right, right.
So I was like, I absolutely have to put on an outfit that I had made. And it's got to look black from a distance. And so I had this black and white pants that I had made in this same fabric. I have it in a woven. So I made like
Mhm.
a pullover crop top for it. And it
Okay.
was so cute. So I was really happy that
Yeah.
I definitely, yeah.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Art has better quality and the creativity behind it. Yeah. Somebody somebody said Timu was gonna fall apart after two washes. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Oh,
And
for sure.
will. And we
Um,
all want to save money, but I think it's also trying to understand, for me, supporting those, like, how Issa Rae talks about networking laterally. She
Mm.
talks about like who are the people around you, who are the people who are
Mm-hmm.
in your peer group. Reach out with them and work laterally. So the other day I had to get I needed to get some more lotion or a lotion bar for my hands that I usually keep in this little case. And I
Right.
had made the last one that was in here, but I didn't have the stuff to make it. And so I was like, let me just buy one. And I was on Amazon. I said, wait a minute, you know what? My friend um, who lives in Denver,
Mm-hmm.
she has a business called Tron's Promise, and she makes all types of natural body butters and lotions and face
Ooh.
creams and stuff. And
Right.
I know her because we went to dinner and she listed me as like the reason that the Asian Sewist Collective has a podcast is because Black Women Stitch has the Stitch Please podcast. And
Mm.
for me, having a podcast that centered and celebrated Black women, girls, and femmes in sewing gave them the principle or whatever to say,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna do this for Asian folks.
Encouragement. Yeah. Yeah.
And so they did it, and they got a great podcast. They got a great team. They talk about stuff from the Asian diaspora in the
Yep.
U.S. and all over, as well as
Yep.
in the different home continents and countries on Asia. It's just amazing. And so I said, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Let me just get this from her.
There you go.
And so
There you
like
go.
little things like that, so that there'll always be someone who you can support.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like and what you know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel like they always say when you buy from a small business, you're supporting a dream. You know what I mean?
Oh,
And
absolutely.
and I think that there are folks who
Mm.
still believe in that, and they're probably not going to be the same people, and they might be. There's some people who will buy certain things from Temu, like I'll get this supply, or I'm not yet bought anything, not one single thing from Temu, not a thing. But I like bargains just as much as the next person. I would love to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but for some
Absolutely.
things, like I just won't do it because you actually are not gonna save any money. Like I would get on Aisha when she was younger. She would go to Five and Below and get a new charger, and
Oh,
I'm
and
like,
it would
baby,
last for five
it's gonna
weeks,
burn
and then
out in
she'd
five,
go back.
then buy it again. And so by the time you bought five of them, you could have just paid real money and got the Apple one that's supposed to work with your product.
And has a warranty if you follow up and say, hey, this stopped working within the time. Like, I have Apple Care. I'm gonna need you to
Yeah.
give me some fucking care by
Right.
replacing my shit.
Right. Right.
Y'all, I
Exactly.
have a potty mouth. My bad. My
It's
mother
all
says
good.
it's a sign of low intellect. And I say, well, I must be smart as fuck. Because look how well
Yeah,
I'm doing intellectually, and I still have this vocabulary.
it's a good stress reliever, child. Ooh.
Listen, one of my sisters, she'd be like, she's much more religiously conservative. So she'd be like, oh,
Mm.
that's just, Lisa, your language, just fruit to the spirit. And I'm like, I'm not thinking about that right now. I'm not going there with you.
So
The
listen,
Lord knows how I am.
right. What's on your machine or needles this weekend? What are you working on?
Let me show you. I have the pattern right here because as
Is
soon
this
as I
the
stand up,
1982 pattern?
I finished it. I finished 1982 Vogue, and I just did an episode about it. I just recorded it, but I got to connect with my producer to see if she thinks it sucks or not. Because then
Uh-oh.
I'll be
Okay.
doing it. But hold on, let me go grab my pattern.
Okay. Okay. Absolutely. Only things that you bought on Temu were food molds that you couldn't find in the store. Okay. Cursing is word seasoning. I like that. That's a t-shirt, Ashley. Ooh.
So let me show you the line drawing. We tend to show line drawings because it's easier to see. So I'm just
Mm.
doing this. This is very simple. This is a 4-piece dress, one front piece,
Mm-hmm.
2 back pieces. I've already measured
Wow.
it. I think it's going to work fine. I'm changing it because I'm not going to install a zipper. I'm not
Okay.
going. This is a sample dress to see how it works for New York frocktails. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
hello, hello. Oh, good. Welcome, Arctic Wolf. Thanks for subscribing. And tell your friends. Oh,
Yes.
am I on here as Black Women Stitch? How am I on here? Can you see my YouTube channel?
So that's I wonder. Okay, hold on. Let's do this. This is
Don't
why I
break
said
nothing. Don't break nothing on my
No, no,
account.
no. I'm not. I'm
Oh
not
no.
touching the camera. I'm pulling up the. I'm pulling up my. So I set up a second account, which is shown as Auntie Peach. So now I do understand. I'm gonna have to change the name on that. Hold on. Let me turn the volume down so we don't get feedback. Let me see how it looks. What's your channel I can go to and
It's
sub it?
called Black Women Stitch.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. So right now it says I don't see where it shows you anywhere. So I'll make sure that as I post everything, at the end I'll make sure that I link to you.
Thank you.
Because when I pull it up on my laptop, it just says, I'm live. Started streaming 80 minutes ago in Nashville. And it's got my little watermark, which is cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, it doesn't say who you are. So I
that's
gotta
okay. Well, I'll say who I am. I'm Black Women Stitch. Find me on Insta. And there's some great advice here from Latoya, um, who says make sure everyone thumbs up the live so that it hits folks' timeline as well. So we got
okay.
12. Oh, thank you so much. Oh wow. Thank
Yes,
you for the link.
awesome.
She dropped the my at here in the maybe if people tap that might take them to my channel. Girl, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I listen. I got so much to do already just with like we haven't even started talking about like my actual job
Oh,
or
I
like the books I'm trying to finish. Like I'm working on two different ones, one academic, one public facing based on the podcast, trying to
right.
finish that this year. And it's
Yep.
like all of these things come up and it's like
Mm-hmm.
I how's your YouTube doing? It's like, girl, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how it's doing. I'm trying to do the things that are going
right.
well, and like I I'm working on my TikTok shop. That's something that I'm definitely working on because I definitely enjoy the TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I enjoy going live over there. It's pretty fun. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
I
yes,
love popping
ma'am.
in
A
and
busy woman getting stuff done. Sometimes I feel
trying
like I'm
to,
a busy
child.
woman running in circles.
Uh,
But
y-
but it's running a business and all of that, it's just hard. And then mine is a nonprofit, right? So we're a
yeah.
fiscally sponsored nonprofit. So like the other day, oh, I'll tell you about, I wonder if your state is interested, I'll send it to you. It was a Citizens Bank, but I don't know if it was in Georgia. A
Mm-hmm.
super short easy application, like 100-word paragraph here and 100-word paragraph there, and you get entered to win $10,000.
Okay.
And so I filled in my little paragraphs. I was all excited. And it was like, you verify that you are a front, you verify that you are a for profit business. And I'm like, well, shit. So now I can't do it. But you can do it. Did
I
something
got you.
fall
Okay.
behind me? Arctic Wolf, let me look.
Okay. Something fell behind. What? You got to give her like a general location of what. I mean, I know you can
Listen,
look.
it already rained in this room at Christmas. So
What?
I'm this is one of the disadvantages of being in a partially finished basement. Um,
Yeah.
is that kind of thing happens.
Yeah.
Hopefully what you saw fall behind me was not a living animal or rain.
Right. Right. Well, you could look on the floor later when if she.
Trust me when I say I have looked as much as I'm going to look right now. You saw what I just did. I am not
That's
looking.
about it. Yeah. It'll appear when you need it.
Listen,
So
you know,
yeah.
if it's an iguana, it's gonna wake up and find me. So yeah, exactly, Latoya. Yeah, if it's an iguana, it'll thaw out and then it'll wake up and it'll scare the shit out of me.
Right.
Um, if there's an iguana in this room, I am
Girl.
clearly number one moving, number two burning house to ground because
Right.
I am in Virginia. Where
Listen.
the fuck is an iguana gonna come from?
Guana coming from. Well, this is
Where?
let me tell
Where?
you something real quick. Funny story. So you were talking about skinks earlier, right? Like, Okay, so some of the little lizards around here are, in Atlanta are cute, right? We have little green ones that pop up,
And then does
and
it show a blanket? Does it have a blanket like that?
no, they're just little short, cute, and so we have perpetually called them Cindy Lou. So whenever we see a little green lizard, that's Cindy Lou. Simone and I, we name them,
That is
right?
cute. How cute.
Yeah, so Cindy Lou, we're like, we were at Chick-fil-A and there was a little green lizard running along the thing. We were like, how did Cindy Lou get over here? So we make it cute. But when I tell you, one day my cats, like Juniper kept looking at a bag in the floor. He kept trying to get up under the bag. And I'm like, what in the world?
No.
So I
No.
moved the bag and something ran.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Girl.
Nope.
And it ran towards the front of the house. And I was like, oh my God, it's a lizard. Hold on. So then as I go, my bedroom is near the front of the house. So as I go towards the front of the house, Juniper's running after it. They run into my bedroom. But I wasn't sure that it was a lizard because it didn't look long and pointy. Well, I get close to the front door and I see a severed tail on the floor. So when they
Which doesn't matter because those things shake like this and they drop their tail.
right, when they get stressed, they lose their tail. So I'm like, oh shit, it is a lizard. But it was like black with a white stripe. It wasn't a cute. It won't Cindy Lou. It won't cute. So I opened the front door. I'm like, okay. I'm like, this thing is in my room. When I, huh? What happened? It was Bartholomew. Oh, so Simone just woke up. She said that one was named Bartholomew.
Okay.
Well, Bartholomew was in my bedroom somewhere. Bartholomew was not cute. When I tell you I deconstructed my room.
And you did not find it though.
Oh, I found it.
Where was it?
I wasn't gonna be able to. I wasn't. Well, she did. Well, we found it, but because when I tell you I was not gonna be able to go to sleep.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Girl, it was under my bed. I have an IKEA bed and it's got drawers underneath it, and so we had pulled the mattress up. I had pulled the drawers out, and then we saw it, and
I'm
so
spraying it with fire.
girl, listen. I was not going to sleep that night. So we got a container. We got I was like, get a clear container because we need to see that it's still in the container. Get a clear. It was black. It had no tail. It had claws. It looked
But
like
good
a
for you
baby.
for not squishing it. So did
It
you
looked
take it
like a
outside?
baby. Yeah, because
we have too many lizards to be squishing it.
she said we had too many to be squishing. Well, so then you have like a squishy jelly mat. Oh, that's gross.
No. See, this is why I cannot have this is why I cannot have a cat. Okay?
No,
Because
this is why you need a cat because
no. First of all, I don't like cats. All right? They are unruly. They don't listen. It's just like having another teenager in the house. You don't know what they're doing when you're not home. They're all in your shit. They're walking on your counters. They're playing in the dishwasher. They're curling up in the oven. They open the refrigerator and drinking porter-on milk. You come home. They're on the back porch smoking with their friends, looking at you like, bitch, I am hungry. Where is my food? You know I don't have no thumbs and I can't open open nothing when you're not here. But fine, they say I gotta stay here, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then they see things. I am convinced that they see things
Yes.
that you don't see. And these things could be real things like a skink or a mouse or a vole.
Well, think about it.
Ghosts. They
if
can
Jen-
see ghosts.
If
And
Jennifer
I don't
was
want to
not
know if there's a
there,
ghost in my house because I can't do shit about it. So I just would rather not know. So
no, I wanted to know because if I were in my bed sleep and that thing ran across me, that would have been a problem. You know what I'm saying?
If I'm in my bed sleep and my cat's going,
they don't do that.
Yeah. No, then I can't live there. If I'm asleep and the dog is like, I'm like, why are you afraid? I don't even see anything. So it's no, I do not need. I don't need anything that's gonna help me get messages from beyond. and I don't need anything
Listen,
that's gonna.
because a cat will do this for you in a heartbeat.
No. What you looking at? Like babies, looking and smiling. Oh, they're
And
talking to the angels. That cat probably talking to the fucking devil. All right, the cat is
no,
not talking to the angels.
my cats are good. They're protective. They'll protect me. When I'm sick, they come and sit on the bed and they're like, "Don't come near here. Leave her alone. She's fine."
Cats are
But
disrespectful as all hell, but if they love you,
yes, this is true. This is
cats
true.
cats will actually turn up their nose and
Yes,
their butt cheeks right to you.
yes.
Like, let me
Well,
look at my tail
the
so I
butt
can show you
cheeks
what I
is a
think of
sign.
you.
The butt cheek is a sign of affection. That means that they like you because they're exposing them.
I don't need someone who shows affection by rubbing their genitals near me. I don't want that in people, and I don't
Or
want it
in
in animal. I don't know why you pet owners are like, oh my goodness, well, Lisa, now all the kids are out of the house. Don't you want a little affection? No, I don't.
animals.
I
No,
don't.
because a animal in your sewing room. Oh
No,
no.
I don't
Mm-mm.
want it. I don't.
No.
You know what I learned since I've been doing these I'm a sewist videos?
What?
Like, I've learned that people have lots of different skill levels. That
Uh
is
huh.
something that I've learned.
Uh
And I
huh.
learned, for example, someone was like, "Oh, my cat, they're a menace in the sewing room. Like, they go to my pin cushion and they take the pins out."
Oh gosh, that's dangerous.
That's what I said. Or, or they'll post pictures of like their cats. Like, let me see, I don't know if I can flip my camera right now.
Mm-hmm.
But like, so you see right here, I have my pattern laid out. I'm going to be cutting
Oh
it in
yeah,
a
they'll
little
come
bit.
and bat those away. Yeah, they're
Yep. They'll
yeah,
come and they'll sit on those and
yeah.
do it. No, thank you.
My
No, thank.
biggest issue is if I have something with wool in it, the cats are like, "Ooh, there's an animal in here," and so if I my so I
Oh,
have to, like all of my stuff is covered and protected, right? So like that's not an issue. But let's say, like for example, when I go buy yarn, if I buy someone else's yarn, it has wool in it, and I put it on the bed, they're like, "Ooh, animal," and they're rubbing all over it. And I'm like,
oh,
"Can you
I
get off the
love
wool?"
sheep. Sheep. Where is the sheep though?
Yeah,
Where is it?
child,
What do
and
y'all think she did with this lamb? You think we're gonna have lamb today to eat? Are we gonna have lamb for dinner? Is that what
right,
is?
right. Or when I've crocheted something and I have it blocking,
Oh
I lay it on the floor and
yes.
block it, and I put the fan to help dry it. And then they come in sick, and they're like, the fan is like blowing their hair in the wind, and they're
They're
sitting
getting
on
the
the project.
Beyonce on. They're like, I love
Yeah,
when
and
she
I'm like, can you
Beyonce's
get
us.
off my project?
They're like, this is why she puts it down on the ground for us to sit on
Right,
this so we can be in front of the fan and do our Beyonce.
exactly.
They'll be like,
So yeah,
ah,
right, right,
I've
right.
been drinking. I've been drinking. I feel 50 when this liquor get up to
Girl, exactly.
when I grow up, I'm gonna build me a house. A house. I'm telling you what your cats are doing.
I know exactly.
They're like
Hazel's
Renaissance.
like she loves your I'm a sewist video. I
Oh,
did I did two of the
thank you.
I'm a yarn dyer videos. So I
Oh
may
yeah,
try to
I saw them. I know. I commented and I saw one on a YouTube short. So I was like, oh, I was
yes.
like, yay!
Oh yeah, the colorful one, the one with all the colors
Yeah,
in it.
with all you like all the colors.
I love
There's
all the
so many
colors.
colors in the rainbow, and there's so many colors in the world. I like all of them, including the peach filter that I put on here. Every single frame of the video has peach in it in some way. There's no way that you could not know this was a peach. Here's a picture of a peach. Here's a picture of my logo. Here's a picture of my logo again. Here's also, surprise, surprise, more peach.
Listen,
Listen,
it's
it wasn't me, it was Pantone. Pantone was the one that decided to tell everybody that 2024 was the year of the peach. And I'm just gonna ride this shit till the wheels fall off. I will have a different color that I might mention in 2025, but 2024 has clearly been stamped and sanctioned as my year. I mean, I don't make the rules.
period.
I'm just here.
I'm just here. Period.
That's it.
Absolutely.
They came to me.
Anytime you are out in the world and you see something peach, you will think of me.
Oh, you absolutely will.
When you're in the grocery store shopping and you're in the produce section, you're like, oh, peaches. Peach, let me go buy some yarn.
See, very much, very much.
Oh, I'm walking through Ross. Oh, look at the peach hippie. Peach, let me go
Yeah,
buy some yarn.
that would never be me walking through Ross. Never.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Ross
I
is my
can.
mama's store. My
Woo.
mama loves her some Ross. My mama loves stores like Ross, and any store that has a clothes to hanger ratio of 7-3 or 5-1. When I
I
tell you that Ross
it's the
has
same
a
way.
ratio of clothes to hangers that is
Yes.
pretty much 3-1. You will have 3 pieces of clothing for every one hanger, and that's why all that shit be on the floor.
I
And it
can't.
looks
I
like,
can't.
oh yeah, senior day is Tuesday, and I go up there and I can get my 10%, my 20%
No.
senior discount.
I usually
What do you get
cannot.
out of Ross? Why do you go there? Say more. Explain yourself.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, because they like this is Aisha's store. I go in there and I'm just standing there like, are we ready? Are we done? Are you done yet?
Okay, girl, nobody believes that. Because when she said when I'm browsing through Ross, when you browse through Ross and you see Peach, you will think of me. You sound like somebody who maybe has browsed Ross
I've been in there.
and not as a hostage, and not as
Oh,
a hostage.
I have been in there. I have to be in the right frame of mind to actually try to shop. But I do not go into those stores willingly on my own. That
You
I
are
end up
always a hostage.
No, I do. I end up in there because of Simone or Aisha because prefer boutique shopping. That's where I'm a snob. I need to like walk in. Oh, there's one right there in this nice little cubby hole. Great. And so I want that one. And then you go in the back and you get it for me and we go home. Like that's how I love to shop. And that's why I used to work at Coach. I loved working at Coach. Organized. Everything had a space and a spot and an
Yes.
angle and da da da. But you go into Ross and it's like chaos. I'm like, I need a white shirt. So if I go into a boutique type store, I can see all the white shirts together and
That's
I
true.
can go pick my size and I can go home. When I go into Ross, it's like white shirt, 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 and none of them are your size.
And they're
I
in different
can't.
sections, and yeah, it's definitely
I
hard. I think
can't.
it's a store. I don't know what company had this. I don't know if it was Marshalls or TJ Maxx or one of them, but used to call like the store to explore.
No.
What was that slogan? Do you remember who had that? The
No,
store
I
to
don't know.
explore.
I
Have
don't
you
know.
heard that phrase before?
No. Mm-mm. I
This,
reject all of that. No.
you don't want a store to explore. You want a
No, I
store
want
to go. I want to go buy my shit and leave. I don't. I
yes.
don't want to have to journey for it. I don't want it to
Correct.
be an expedition. I want to just
and
go
and if
and
I
see it.
and if I go in and I want to walk and enjoy, I want to be able to see what I'm seeing. I want to be able to say, oh, this is where all of the sweatshirts are, or even if it's a sweatshirt here and a sweatshirt there, all of the sweatshirts of that brand and style are together. They're
Yes.
not one here, one here, one here, one here, one here. Like I can't like that. That bothers me. But
It's a lot. Yeah.
mhm. Raquel says now I need some more yarn. Guess what, girl? I got yarn for you.
All right
I got
now,
you
you know
covered.
she got the yarn. She knows she's got the
Yes.
yarn hookup. She sure does. So
Well,
you know
listen,
exactly where to go.
the little one has awoken. I don't know where she went. She disappeared somewhere. I don't know if the older child is up. Noah's at work. So I'm going to go ahead and try to start doing my mother and mother-in-law duties and
Excellent. Well, what a nice way to spend the morning. Thanks so much for bringing me on to talk with
yes,
your community.
thank
And y'all check
you.
out Black Women Stitch on all platforms. We're on TikTok, Insta,
Yep.
YouTube.
Yep.
So I'd love to hear from you and check out the Stitch Please podcast, where we
Yes.
center Black women, girls, and femmes in sewing. And I have actual producers now who are going to help me grow the show in interesting and
Mm.
amazing ways. And we're trying to figure out ways to bring in other needle arts, Laverne. So you know good and well when it comes time to my first crochet episode, or when I start kind of branching out in that way, you know to expect a call.
And embroidery. Don't forget that.
And embroidery. Yes. So
Yes.
don't forget that. I will not
I'll
forget
be
that.
here. I'll be here for you when you need me.
I appreciate you. You always are. You always are. I truly appreciate you. I love watching your growth and progress.
Thank you. I'm
It has
sure.
been it's been a real joy to watch your flourishing.
The feeling is mutual. The feeling is mutual. All right. Well, listen. This was fun. This was fabulous. Make sure you enjoy your Saturday. Make sure you stay warm. If it's hot where you are, stay cool. But be creative. Do something creative and something fun this weekend. So, love you guys. I'll see you next week here on YouTube. Here on YouTube. All right. Now, once I figure out how to close this out and save it, we're gonna be gone. All right. Bye, y'all.